So we're led to believe that the Paqueta D-Day will be today. Today would be the day that Lucas Paqueta, primarily West Ham and ourselves, would find out as to whether the Football Association have found him guilty or innocent of the betting charges levelled against him. Now, I find it hard to believe this, not because of Lucas Paqueta, not because of the club, not for anyone else, because of the FA, because let's be fair, this could have been dealt with a long time before now, and they are obviously the gatekeepers to this information. It was the FA that launched the inquiry, launched the investigation, launched a hearing. It was the FA that convened the panel who were going to adjudicate and decide on the hearing, and it's the FA who will have, well, they will have their verdict. They just haven't delivered it yet. They are the gatekeepers. They are judge, jury, executioner. They're everything. They're police. They're the whole lot in this situation. So whilst I don't doubt that the information about Paqueta should be out today, I mean, let's be fair, I believe it's something like 54 days since the hearing ended. So I'm quite certain they'll know what the verdict is by now. Is it beyond, I guess, the reality of this situation? It would go on longer today. You're damn right it is. But I wanted to do this video now just in case it does land later today and we do a Paqueta verdict video and you're thinking, hold on, where the hell did this come from? There's a lot of rumours swirling around that the news will be today. West Ham need this. Paqueta needs this primarily. You don't even need it to be said that quite clearly he's going to be suffering with this hanging over him for what is 2 years. But by the time it gets into August, it will be running for its third year. Not the hearing, right? But from the point it was announced that he was being investigated, that was August 2023. And these relate to, I think one of the yellow cards was in November 2022. My point is this has gone on a long time. And the longer it's dragged on, the more Lucas Paqueta's, obviously, his mental health is going to have depreciated. We saw him break down in the games towards the end of last season. Graham Potter felt he couldn't play him for a number of games afterwards. It's a really difficult situation. As far as the club are concerned, well, we don't know. Well, one of three things is going to happen, isn't it? Let's be fair. He's either found guilty or he's found innocent, or it's going to drag on. And what I mean, it's going to drag on. If it drags on, maybe even if he's found guilty, there will be an appeal. There would certainly be an appeal, and it will probably go to the higher courts, the Supreme Court, something like that. So do not think that we definitely get a definitive answer today. If he's found innocent, he'll leave. And I don't have a problem with that for two reasons. Number one is, surely Paqueta would want to. I would completely understand if he's frustrated with the FA, and after all this, it hasn't wasted 2 years of his career because he has played football. But it certainly cost him the move that he would have seen that he'd wanted. He'd have seen Declan Rice move. He'd have wanted to move to Man City in that same window. They'd bid £80 million for him, and then obviously that move collapsed because, understandably, Manchester City don't want to buy a player who might be getting a ban. And Lucas Paqueta is looking at a lifetime ban. So I could totally understand why, if he feels this is dragged on, he would want to get away from the FA, get away from the jurisdiction of the FA. So just to move. To also put it behind him, because Paqueta's going to have nothing against West Ham. You understand he's got a lot of love for the club, a lot of love for the fans. Everyone's been very supportive of him, but I totally understand it. That he would just want to get away and start afresh. So that in itself. And also, he's a really good footballer. And he's going to have. He joined West Ham to play European football, which he did, and did it really successfully. He won a trophy, so and was pivotal and crucial in winning that trophy. So, I totally understand why he could probably play at a higher standard of football than West Ham are currently playing at. So he would leave. If he's found guilty and he gets banned, he's not playing for West Ham anyway. And I guess but at least in both those scenarios, West Ham can plan. If he leaves, West Ham can then start to, whatever money we would get for him, we can then plough that into another creative player, because we would need it. He is our most creative passer of the football. He's the guy that's going to, hopefully unlock defences, we would need to replace that, absolutely. But even if he gets found guilty and he's banned, we still need to replace that. It's just I'm guessing the budget would be very, very different. Because everything we sell him and we get, I don't know how much Lucas Paqueta would go for, 30, 40 million maybe, I don't know. But that's still 30, 40 million you can spend on a trickster, a playmaker, a number 10, somebody to unlock the opposition defence. If we lose him, obviously we won't be paying his wages anymore if he gets banned, but we've got to go and replace him with no money. We're looking at a loan or something like that, I guess, aren't we? Or, I don't know, someone from the lower divisions, or an uncut diamond or something like that. But West Ham can plan. West Ham can do something at least. In many respects, the worst of all worlds is... Well, we'll get to the worst of all worlds in a second. Can I please just point in the direction of the Hammers Chat raffle? Link is in the description below. We have got a Match War Mark Noble shirt, which is the NHS one, really, really rare. That's first prize. Second prize, you might even prefer this. You might even prefer the second prize. The second prize is the signed Mark Noble shirt from the last season at Upton Park. And the third prize is the Mark Noble Captain's Armband. That's the international sign for Captain's Armband, by the way. Tickets are a £5 each. If you buy 2 tickets, you get a third entry for free, basically. So, yeah, buy 2, get 1 extra. You get the idea. Links in the description below. Go and check it out. Go and have a look on our raffle page. We've got loads of feedback on there because we've been doing a number of these raffles now. We'd really appreciate you taking a look. Yeah, go and check that out. The link is in the description below. It closes next Wednesday. I don't know why I'm wagging my finger at you. The worst of all worlds, if you want, is actually if Paqueta is found guilty but appeals instantly, which he should appeal, and then he is allowed to play on, I guess, because he just gets left in limbo, and this just could drag on. What is he, 27, 28 now, something like that? You could see it dragging on another couple of years, couldn't you? And has he lost his career? No, but he's been denied it. I think, and then what happens is, if then it is perceived that the FA didn't, well, of course they've got jurisdiction, but maybe that they've been unfair in their ruling, because I'm imagining, and I am just imagining, I don't know this, that for them to take so long deliberating, investigating, with the hearing, delivering the verdict, I guess the evidence that they thought they were going to get couldn't have been as big and chunky as they actually ended up with. So if this is something that's easily contested, and it gets found that actually that they've ruled unfairly against him, then it opens up a whole other can of worms, doesn't it? And look, nobody wants that. It's already cost everybody so much money. I mean, West Ham at the time were going to sell Lucas Paqueta for £80 million. Do you remember we were going to buy Cole Palmer? There's no way Lucas Paqueta goes for £80 million now. And Paqueta, whatever he's on at West Ham, I don't know. Let's say he's on 100 grand a week at West Ham. You'd imagine him getting 300 grand a week. At Manchester City, he's lost out a lot of money with this as well. It's going to be really, really difficult for him, really, really difficult for the club. But I do feel, I mean, West Ham have got this loan-in facility at the moment, where we got this overdraft, which Gio covered it in his video yesterday, where if we need money, we can draw upon it. So is it necessary? I don't want to use Lucas Paqueta as the excuse of why our transfer window is slow. We've dealt with that on numerous videos. The club really should be looking to plough money in, and we shouldn't be in this position. But the reality of the situation is, even if it's just Graham Potter doesn't know whether he's got Lucas Paqueta or not next season, and how much he's got to replace him with, that creates uncertainty. This needs to be sorted out. Hopefully it happens later on today. I really do, because the news is out there now that it will happen later on today. And I have little doubt that West Ham, or somebody, whoever it is, Lucas Paqueta's lawyers, somebody has had some form of indication from the FA that the delivery of the verdict is imminent. I don't doubt that. But I think it's completely feasible that actually that just doesn't happen. Because everything else has been slow. Why would today be different? Everything before this has been delayed. Why would today be different? Right? And I just think, well, I wonder if we're all sort of looking at our watch. I haven't got a watch, but I mean, we're all looking at our watches, 5 o'clock today. Oh, was that verdict coming yet? 6 o'clock today. Is that verdict coming yet? And then by the time we get to 8, 9 o'clock this evening, we realise actually this verdict isn't coming, is it? And then What does that do? That doesn't help anybody at all. So anyway, there you go. I will hopefully be along later on, and we can discuss this in more depth, and we know what's going to happen, a little bit more meat on the bone. I'm going to upload this video now, and I'll catch up with you later on.